Tuesday, March 19, 2024, Lamar's regular city council meeting. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Have roll call, please.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Wick?
Yes.
Sturgeon?
Yes.
Bruns?
Here.
Motion.
I'm sorry.
Here.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same. Motion carried. I'd like to welcome everyone today to this beautiful spring day and our city council meeting. We open for general discussion. This is open to any citizens who would like to speak at the microphone. We ask you to identify yourself and your address and any concerns you might have. Just understand we cannot act on anything, but we'd be happy to listen.
Council, I'm Chief Vandevecht. I'd like to ask Daniel Calzadias to come up. I'd like to introduce him to you and the community. Daniel was sworn in a couple minutes ago at 11:30. He is from Hudson, Iowa. He has moved to Lamar's and began work 10 days ago, give or take. Him and his wife are very excited about the community. They're excited about community engagement, and it's pretty exciting to have him on the force. So, welcome.
Thank you, Chief. Anyone else like to speak? All right, moving on. Thumbs Up Award. I'll start today. I have two. Number one is the Community Theater's production of The Foreigner a week and a half ago. It was excellent. Always a great job by the performers there, and we thoroughly enjoyed their production. The other is to Chief Shipper and his Fire and Rescue Awards dinner Saturday night. It was always a highlight of our year. Tim always says how much family means to that group, and it definitely comes out that night. So thumbs up to you and your group for inviting us and having us. So thank you.
Thanks for helping.
You bet. Mark?
Yeah, I just echo those comments, Chief Shipper and the rest of the department. It was a great event. Thumbs up to the new officer, Daniel. And then lastly to a retiring Plymouth County Sheriff's Lieutenant Scott Dorhow, who was also at one point at Lamar's Police Department after 30 years in law enforcement.
Great. Thank you. Clark?
I got nothing.
Brian?
Ditto all that.
Nothing for me.
Nothing. Okay, thank you. Moving on, consent items. All items listed under consent agenda will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a request is made prior to the time the council votes on the motion. We have 6 today. Approval of March 5, 2024 regular meeting minutes. List of bills for period ending 3/15/24. Monthly financial statement for February 2024. A request to close streets for Crazy Days. There's an appointment, new 5-day liquor license to Willow Creek Bar, and a new liquor license for Habitué. Anybody have any questions or want to pull anything?
Do we have to bring in extra security for Crazy Day?
We'll have officers working downtown.
That was my attempt to be cute. Motion to approve consent items 1 through 6.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. Moving on. Action item D1. Lamar's Interchange Track Project Award of Contract. Lamar set this as the date to consider the bids received for the Lamar's Interchange Track Project. A total of 4 bids were received and opened on March 12, 2024 at 10 a.m. Attached is the bid summary provided by Design 9. The recommendation is that the administration is recommending council award to the lowest bidder. Work to be completed by October 18th, 2024. The financial impact would be the project cost to be reimbursed by tax increment financing or TIF.
So you see before you, 4 bids were received. All of them over the engineer's estimate. Lowest was 15, just over 15% over. Still within the threshold. Land acquisitions are done, they're signed. Second thing here, I guess, I do have a change order already, but that won't come to council until next council meeting. And that'll reduce the price a little bit, by about just over 14,000. So you will award, if you choose to, the contract today in the amount stated, the $1,011,000. But knowing that we will reduce it next council meeting to 997 roughly. So
Is there any reason for the increase? Did anybody?
it was no definite answer was given on why they're above.
Okay. Any other questions?
Where's Musselman from?
Overland Park, Kansas.
Have we done anything with them before?
Oh, never.
Do
No,
we know anything about them?
no. I don't.
Mark, do you?
Design 9 does.
Okay.
Design 9 knew all of them. None of them were local. There was Kansas, Illinois, Missouri, and Minnesota were the 4.
Yeah, I'm not gonna push back on this at all, but I'm just kinda curious, Mike, we are under obligation to always take the lowest bid, correct?
Lowest responsible and responsive bidder,
Okay.
which these guys are.
Okay.
I asked the exact same questions in our legal meeting.
Okay, that's fine.
It's a specialized type of work.
Yeah, I did.
There's just not a lot of contractors local that do railroad tracks.
Right.
Yeah, Design 9 did provide a recommendation letter, but I didn't include that in the packet.
Okay, okay.
Any other questions? Then I would entertain a motion.
Motion to adopt Resolution 2411, awarding the contract for the Lamar's Interchange Track Project to Musselman and Hall in the amount of $1,011,631.97.
Second.
And I have a motion and a second. Can I have a roll call, please?
Fairchild.
Yes.
Pick.
Yes.
Wick.
Yes.
Brent.
Yes.
Sturgeon.
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on. Item D2, the Main Street Facade Program. Attached is a request from the Lamar's Area Chamber of Commerce for additional funding for the Main Street Facade Program. The City of Lamar's has funded this program since 2003. The city last contributed $50,000 in fiscal year 20. The purpose of the program is to encourage architectural restoration and improvements to commercial facades. Applicants can receive up to $15,000 per eligible building. The recommendation is the program has been very beneficial to many property owners and should be continued. The financial impact would be the $50,000 funding should come from economic development.
These are matching, correct? If the applicant gets 15, does the state still kick in 50 and the city, isn't it a match of some sort, Rich?
It's a different.
I didn't know if it had changed or what.
Yeah, the facade grant, state's not involved in, kind of, that was the challenge grant where the state was.
Okay.
This is strictly your funding and then matching funds from the property owner.
From
And
the owner.
it's a one-to-one match.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to, okay,
Sure.
excellent. Because there was one where
That's the challenge
is
grant.
Where the
Challenge
state did
grant.
50 and then 25 on the other?
Yeah, that's the
Okay, I
challenge
was
grant
just,
program,
okay.
yeah. That was the Main Street program, no longer in effect. Yeah.
Okay, good enough, thank you.
So even though we title it Main Street Facade Program, it really is open to any
Yeah,
business in the
it's-
community, correct?
Yeah, it should be retitled to Chamber
Yeah.
or City Main Street, or not
I
Main
just
Street,
want
but
to make
Facade
sure,
Grant Program.
make sure that everybody understands it's not the way it used to be, just confined to the Main Street
Yeah.
district.
No, and actually it's anywhere, any commercial property in the city limits.
Thank you.
And sitting on that committee, I do know that the improvements that have been made have been noticeable and done well, so.
Yep. No problem with it.
Thank you.
No problem with it.
Thanks, Rich.
Any other questions, concerns?
Motion to approve the proposed use of economic development funds for the Main Street Facade Program in the amount of 50 grand.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Moving on, item D3, city attorney contract. The current contract with the city attorney expires on June 30th, 2024. Revisions have been discussed and negotiated with Michael P. Murphy, Murphy, Collins, and McGill PLC to continue to perform legal services. Attached is a revised 3-year contract for review.
Yeah.
Recommendation would be the administration recommend council approval. The current year is $7,250 a month.
Mike has been doing an excellent job.
I would just kind of say the same thing. We've been happy with the work that we
Yeah.
have had with Mike and the company.
Motion to approve a 3-year contract with Michael P. Murphy, Murphy, Collins, and McGill PLC to perform legal services.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, the same. Motion carried. Glad to have you in the chair.
Thank you.
I was going to ask his opinion of the contract.
Oh, he wrote it.
Get that extra legal work out of it.
Well, I was wondering if there should be a buyout for, in case he decides to leave to represent another city. 3-4 million? I don't know.
Moving on, item D4, request to vacate right-of-way. Overlook Apartments LLC are proposing a multifamily development project in the area formerly referred to as Erdmanville to construct apartments and townhouses. They are in the process of replatting to accommodate the project. They are requesting that a portion of 6th Street Northwest from 4th Avenue Northwest to 5th Avenue Northwest be vacated in order to create an apartment community. Public utilities run throughout the property and will remain. The new plat will grant easements to accommodate access to these utilities. The Planning and Zoning Commission met on March 12, 2024, and recommend approval to vacate. Hi, Mark.
Hello. What I did is I put in front of you guys both the plat map that shows the street that we're proposing to vacate, and then the site plan for the apartments. So there will be 8 townhouse units and then 2 apartment buildings. You can see them on the site plan. There will be a couple of sets of garages and a dog park and a playground for children. So they would like to have that portion of 6th Street vacated. And I did, Bob Smith, who is with Overlook Apartments or Talon Development, is here to answer any questions that you guys might have. But the preliminary plat has been approved by P&Z, and then the final plat goes to P&Z next week, Tuesday, which our April council meeting. I anticipate there will be a final plat in front of you guys. And if successful, the goal would be to close on the property in September and begin construction in late fall.
I'd like to meet Bob.
Bob, if you want to come up.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for having us. This has been a great project to work on, and I think it's going to really be a good project for the city also. Just to very briefly discuss this, and if you have any questions, interrupt anytime, just ask away. The plans that Mark had given you are some that we've prepared. Basically what it is, I have another graphic here, it might be in your package also. The yellow identifies the pieces of property, the blue identifies the street that comes through that we're requesting to have vacated. It's a 30-foot right-of-way. It's about 340 feet long. And the reason we would like to have that vacated is on the site plan. We can discuss this a little bit today also, so you can see how it all fits in. What we're doing is phase 1 will be this lower building, the detention pond, and these two townhome projects up in here, and phase 2 is going to be this portion on this side. The street runs right through here right now, and in order to have a cohesive project, we want to vacate that road so that it can be all one project rather than having street traffic cutting through that, bisecting the property. So this will become a full, complete project with that. The detention pond in here will service ours and probably some additional street runoff in here, putting a sidewalk through that way, sidewalk around this way, and the parking garages in here. We'll be able to we want to take and maintain this access onto Business 75, 5th Street, and so that we can come through and have this access over on this side also. This is an 80-foot right-of-way with a full movement intersection up in here. So this traffic that would normally come through here would only have a right turn out. It's been kind of an ad hoc crossing at this location on the divided highway. We'll be able to come around through this and then back up in here to a location that'd be safer for the public rather than coming through this with children traffic running around in here, as well as getting out on the highway. With that, the graphic that has been prepared for execution would be this survey, just identifying the right-of-way that would have to be vacated that way. If you have any questions, pretty straightforward. I can answer anything, hopefully, that you ask.
So the vacated street would be completely removed?
Completely removed.
Not using any portion of it?
Correct.
Okay. Second of all, the playground looks kind of small.
It's really a tot lot is what it is for little children. It's a fenced-in area, protected, so they can't run out in the street and everything.
Okay.
But it's more for the little guys.
Okay, that's totally fine. Okay, and then the detention basin, it looks huge.
It is large.
But
We're
it's
looking.
pretty shallow.
But it's
fairly shallow.
It's large because there's a couple reasons. Part of that's in a floodplain, and it's large so that the water will percolate out, so the water won't stay in there. So if we have a barn burning storm, water will surge into that, perk down,
Right.
and run off.
So it doesn't have an outlet into the Willow?
It will have an outlet that goes off into the Floyd.
Is that the Floyd there?
But right behind
Well,
it's the
I was
Floyd.
thinking that was the Willow, okay.
Yep.
That's the Floyd, right.
Let me open up this one again, right back over here is where the Floyd comes in here.
Okay.
There's an alleyway down here. What we'll probably do, we've had some discussion on this sidewalk, open this sidewalk up back in here, and then come off of this and bring it into the Floyd, coming through this alley down this way, through a pipe. But it's large so that the water doesn't stay in there, so it doesn't become a wet pond. It's like a meadow in
Right,
there.
no, I get that.
Yeah.
So what I asked you about before the meeting was the current people that use the trail will go down that existing alleyway, and you're fine with connecting just on the, I guess it'd be the north edge of that walkway around the
Yes.
detention pond. So your folks and us could all get on the trail without going across gravel or grass.
Absolutely,
Wonderful.
yes.
This part where it says this will be phase 2, is that whole driveway gonna be done on phase 1, or are you gonna?
Yes, this whole area that comes out, we're gonna grade the whole thing, so we have a balanced dirt in there. This whole thing and this driveway is all going to be installed. We've worked with the fire department so that those turning movements, the width of the street and everything fit the ladder truck. And then this will be a grassed-in area. And once these get stabilized for rent, less than a year, we'll be working on this area up in here to get that going probably in 26. Because this will take about 14 months to build.
Well, because it shows that it's phase 2.
All phase 1 comes through here.
This whole parking area and dog park stuff all shows to be phase 2.
Actually, that will become phase 1. Since
Okay.
that phasing plan, we changed the location of this and changed this a little bit around so we could get the turning movements working a little bit better.
And this might be a better question for Mark, but originally was one of the requests from Mr. Erdman that we have a little pocket park, which would be not even on this, it'd be to the east of this.
His request is that we don't build on that property until he passes. And so LBIC will retain ownership of those 3 lots. We're gonna plant grass there for now, but there has been no decision as to what will happen to those 3 lots. But there's potential to put residential development there or additional multifamily there. But that can't happen until such time that Mr. Erdman passes away.
Okay. I just want to check on that. I know I had another family member that had asked me about that.
Yeah.
Those ugly ones,
I don't know. What was that?
What area?
What are you guys talking about?
It'd be right here. There's like these couple little houses right before Ben's house that were taken out.
It's
That
not
was-
on any of these.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
separate.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that, so, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, those 3 houses aren't there anymore. I mean, it's just,
But they're not part
they've been removed. It's just-
Right, gotcha.
They're not part of this development.
I do have a graphic if I can approach.
Sure. Start it down here.
This may help. The lots that we're taking this is the vacated, I think you're talking about these 3 lots.
Right.
Right in here. Right now, they've been demolished along with all of this stuff, and they're just sitting vacant. At such time that